So given a specific price point, P bar, we can calculate consumer's surplus and producer surplus. But we can also look at finding the equilibrium quantity. So previously we found our quantity, or our value for X bar, by plugging in that given value for P bar, solving for X. So another approach is to find the equilibrium quantity, which we can then plug into either D of X, that price demand equation, or S of X, the price supply equation, to find the equilibrium price. So in example 9, the price demand equation and price supply equations for a given company's product are provided below. We want to find the equilibrium quantity and the equilibrium price. So to find the equilibrium quantity, we'll take D of X and set it equal to S of X and solve for X to get our value for X bar. So we can ask Wolfram alpha to solve 170 e to the negative 0.001x equal to 30 e to the 0.001x. And since we know that we want our demand to be something positive, we can just remove any negative values from consideration by saying we want x to be positive, x to be greater than 0. So in this case, we get one result, 867.301, or if we round that, about 867. So that's going to be our value for X bar. We can take that value for X bar, plug it into either the price demand equation or the price supply equation. So in this case, I'm using D of X, that price demand equation, and I'm going to evaluate this for X equals 867. Which gives me a price, so a P bar value, of about 71. So solving here, we get a value for X bar of approximately 867, rounded to the nearest whole number, and then plugging that value into either the price demand or price supply equation gives us a value of 71. So our equilibrium price is $71. Equilibrium quantity is 867. So we can integrate from 0 to 867. In this case, we want to find the producer's or the consumer surplus. So we'll integrate 170 e to the negative 0.001x minus that value for P bar, which is 71, dx. So we could go back to Wolfram alpha, evaluate that integral, and what you should be able to come up with is the total savings to consumers who are willing to pay more than $71, that equilibrium price, for the company's product is $37, or $37,007. And that number we would get just from evaluating that integral and rounding to the nearest dollar. For the producer surplus, we would integrate from 0 to 867 again, except this time we would be taking that equilibrium price minus our price supply equation, so the total gain to producers who are willing to supply their product at a price lower than $71, that equilibrium price, is the result we would get from this integral, $20,164. So we can apply the consumer surplus and producer surplus formula, given specific values for P bar and then finding that value for X bar. Or in this other approach, we're finding first the equilibrium quantity and the equilibrium price. So two different types of problems to consider for that same application.